What is up, everybody? Skratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video. We are currently on the test server, guys. We're gonna have a look at a brand new legendary champion. He is absolutely amazing, okay? He is melting bosses. I cannot wait for Plarium to do a guaranteed event on him. Hopefully they're gonna do one because I know so many people that they wanna get this champion. Teodor, oh Teodor. Now, before we move over to talk about the champion, if you guys enjoy the music you hear in the video, I just want to let you know I partnered up with Soundstripe. They have an amazing music library. So if you're a content creator, a music enthusiast, you're looking for some music to use in your content, definitely head over and check them out. They have an amazing music library and you can use promo code Skratch for a 15% off on checkout. What a bargain, right? Now let's have a quick look at Teodor, the beast, the new beast from the east, okay? Let me call it like that. Where is he hiding? Spirit Affinity. He looks dope as a champion. And at first, I thought that, okay, maybe something is a bit off with his kid because he sounds so damn powerful. Now, he is pretty powerful. Calvalax paired with this champion, probably they can do some insane things in dungeons. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a Calvalax available on my account. I don't have a Sisia available on my account. And I don't have another Teodor available on my account to show you some Kraken content, okay? But I'm gonna show you some normal whale content because the Kraken is off the board at the moment. But basically, this champion can do some crazy things. If we're gonna have a quick look at his kit, the A1, AoE decreases speed. You can use him on a stun set as an idea if you want, depending on what exactly you're planning to do with him. The A2 has a 100% chance fully booked to land 2 poison debuffs and a poison sensitivity on all enemies for 2 turns. Also places an increased speed on all allies for 2 turns. That's on a 3-turn cooldown. This skill right here is insane, okay? On a 3-turn cooldown, increases the duration of all poison debuffs and HP burn debuffs on all enemies by 1 turn. Then, instantly activates any poison debuffs and HP burn debuffs on each enemy. Now, the way the poison detonation works here, let me quickly explain it to you because we actually had to look in the coding. I messaged Plarium when we actually had access at the test server the very first day. I still haven't heard anything from them to confirm what exactly is wrong with the skill or how exactly it works. But that's fine. That's why data mining info exists, so we can actually withdraw information from there if they're not giving us an answer. But basically, this skill doesn't have a multiplier, like an attack multiplier, like Xavier or Elenaril. If you're having a look at Elenaril's skill, which I'm not going to show you now, but you can check for yourself, again, it doesn't actually attack the enemies, you know? It's pretty much the same description, but it has an attack multiplier. Now, this skill doesn't. And while Xavier, Elenaril, and Karam, they detonate all the poisons on the target, this champion only does poisons detonation by 1 turn. So if you have poisons on a target on a 3 turns, he's gonna decrease it by 1 turn, detonating those poisons and leaving them up for 2 turns. I'm gonna show you in a second. And the HP burn, the exact same thing like Sisia. Think about this champion, a Sisia on steroids, okay? Much stronger than Sisia, no? Places a weakened debuff for 2 turns on enemies not under poison debuffs or HP burn debuffs. The passive, this champion's resistance is increased by 5 for each poison debuff on the enemy team. And we have increases ally accuracy in all battles by 50. That's actually pretty damn juicy to have the accuracy aura as well. In terms of builds, I have him on a stun set at the moment. Now, he doesn't attack with the A2 or A3, only with the A1, which is AoE. It makes sense to have a stun set, but depends what exactly you want to do with him, you know? I'm gonna change his build for when I'm gonna do solo dungeons. You're gonna see that in just a second. But for the moment, we're gonna have him on a stun set because why not? You feel me? Why not? Exactly. So in terms of masteries, we have tier 6 offense war master. We have the support master hexer, just to get a bit of a extra chance to increase the duration of the rest of the debuffs there. And in terms of total stats, honestly, I haven't really focused on anything. I just managed to get the right speed. I have too much accuracy for dungeons. I have too much HP, too much defense. So it's not really needed for what I'm about to show you in the spider. But we're going to change the build after for something else. I literally just gave him some gear to have it. You know, you can honestly build him however you guys want. Just How I mentioned, he's not gonna attack with the skills, so you don't have to dodge having damage on him, crit rate, etc., because he's not really gonna get to do the damage. How you've seen, he is fully booked. So when I'm talking about Cisia, right, she is an awesome champion. Now, if we're gonna go in the spider dungeon, we're actually gonna run a very similar thing. Just replace Cisia with Teodor, and he's gonna actually allow you to create a 14-second stim in the spider. Now, because I'm recording it and I'm playing the other account on the other screen, hopefully it's not gonna slow me down on the time, but it's kind of like 14 to 15 seconds the entire team. We have Ignatius, which cannot get resisted. You see, he detonated the HP burn. Now, we had no poisons here, and even if we would have poisons, it won't make a huge difference, because the spider is already immune to poison damage. Like, he has a massive damage reduction from poisons, not completely immune. So we're gonna get to that in just a second. One thing that I find funny is just seeing him with 0 damage, you know, like 0 damage, 14 seconds, pretty straightforward. Now, if you have to, and you have to Messia, you can make a 9-second steam. That's an old team that was done before with double Cisia. It's pretty much the exact same concept. Double Teodor or Teodor, Cisia to Messia, Cold Heart, bang, 9-second steam. Pretty straightforward, nothing fancy there. But all around, with this champion, you can actually make multiple things. Now, he is not like Cisia that you're gonna land all the HP burns and then take the turn, you know. You need somebody to land it for you, and the best champion to do it is Ignatius, because he cannot get resisted. He is the right affinity for Spider 25. You want to have somebody else to come in and freeze or do something else crazy. Let me show you the setup for the team, just in case if you're curious. You're making it like that. So it's all about the speeds. Coldheart is the fastest, so we're bringing down the last 2 spiderlings. Ignatius come in with the HP burn. Then we are getting him to detonate them. The reason for it is I don't need Creep King to go in front, because he doesn't do damage on a hit. So the spiderlings are going to be alive. We don't have to worry about it like we're doing with Cisia, because she's actually damaging the spiderlings on top of detonating the HP burn. So I don't need Creep King to go in with the freeze in front of Teodor just to have some more damage reduction. It's perfectly fine like this. So we're actually saving time, because I don't need to make a way on how Teodor can cut Creep King after, which is not really doable. So Creep King is going to take his turn before slowing us down a couple of seconds. Kaimar, the slowest. But that's it pretty much. Just kind of like follow the speed order. And it's pretty easy to set the team. You've seen 14 seconds, 15 seconds. That's kind of like the average time for the team. Nothing can really go wrong, except that you might not freeze one of the targets. That's why I have Ignatius as well on a stun set. That might help in case if Creep King actually gets resisted on the freeze. What if we're bringing in some poisons? What's gonna happen with the damage that we're getting only from poison? So I'm actually gonna show you that. Just if you're curious, I'm gonna show you on stage 25. I'm gonna show you on stage 20 as well, just so you guys can have a better idea of what it means to actually bring poisons against him, because against the spider with him. How I mentioned, something doesn't just work the same way like with the other champions, and what I found in the coding was that it doesn't have an attack multiplier. So that's why he's not doing bang crazy damage like a Xavier to detonate poisons. That plus the fact that he's not actually dropping down all the poisons, you know, so that makes a big difference too. Only detonating 1 turn instead of so many, you know. So I feel like this is more than enough, just so you guys can actually get an idea of what to expect when you're actually just using him for poisons. So no HP burn. I'm actually gonna manual the entire thing here. So we got poisons. We got poisons. Can actually even do that. Land even more poisons. You see, so we got some more poisons there. And just watch it when he's about to do the damage, you know. Check this out. Okay, so now we should detonate the poisons. Basically, we have them for 3 turns, except one that's on a 2-turn cooldown. This is the damage where we are right here. You see, it barely dealt any damage. 200k. And because it increases the duration, it doesn't actually decreases the duration of the poisons. It's kind of keeping them like in the same slot where they were, but they only took down 1 tick, like 1 turn. And it's fine for the other dungeons. It's not that amazing for lower spider, because you can actually make boom there, you know, like if you're bringing a Xavier, you're gonna be able to rack spider 20. If you have enough poisons, you know, you can one-shot it. Now, with him, you're not gonna be able to do that, so the HP burn detonation is the best thing for it on the spider. That's just as an idea. But let's move over to the dragon and see kind of like how... Just as an idea, let me quickly show you on stage 20 as well, where we actually don't have all this enemy max HP cap and all the rest of the things. And I'll bring in a Elena Real or Xavier, actually, whatever. Let me see who I have up and ready. Up and ready to rumble in here. I can't remember if I have any of them empowered. Elena Real, she's empowered. Let's go. Hopefully she is fast enough, because I can't really remember how fast she is. But let's take them in for a spin. I'm not actually gonna land more poisons with him, just in case if anything goes crazy. So we're landing poisons with her instead. Hopefully they're not gonna kill her, the spiderlings. Do that. Do that. No, they're gonna go for Coldheart and Battle Khazar, actually, because it's different affinity. Now we got that down. So if you look right here, immune to blah 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 blah. Okay, nothing crazy there. But if we go here, immune to heal reduction, receives less damage from poison debuffs. This is one thing that's in the spider's passive all the time. So if we're gonna go with the same champion, you see these are the poisons, and this is the damage that we're doing. 138k. Okay, and that was on stage 20. We don't have the 10% cap on damage from poison detonation or enemy max HP. Now, if we go with Elena Real, the exact same amount of poisons that we had before, but this time around, instead of just detonating one turn from each poison a tick, we're actually doing them all. And look, check out the damage, because we have an attack multiplier as well. You see, a 1.9 million. So the difference is massive just because of the multipliers. Now, this is not necessarily a problem on the rest of the dungeons. Like, maybe if that was in the kit as well, he would have been a bit too powerful, who knows. This makes him actually a bit better maybe for the Ice Golem. Not really the right affinity for stage 25, but let's move over to the Dragon and change the build to see how fast he can actually solo Dragon 25. Now, if we're moving over to the Dragon, guys, how you see I've changed the build on him. I have a regen and a speed set. You want to get a decent amount of speed just so he overlaps the enemies as much as possible. So, yeah, 74k HP, 2.9k defense, 274 speed. I have too much resistance on him. You don't need that. You need around 300 resistance, 244 accuracy. In terms of masteries, I haven't actually changed anything on the masteries whatsoever. I want to have that War Master to proc in a bit of more damage with the A1 when we're actually attacking the dragon. The whole idea with the master is that you want to get Spirit Haste, you want to get Whirlwind of Death, because that will give him even more speed. That will allow you to actually keep him at a lower speed than he is at the moment, because right now it's a bit of an overkill on speed as well. You don't need him as fast. But if we're gonna go right here, guys, no team preset, we have 4 chickens that we're gonna level up, and then we're gonna rank them higher and level them up again. So kind of like that's the way we're doing our chickens. That's why we're actually soloing dungeons, to save energy, right, to be efficient. So let's give it a go and see how fast we can actually do this. So if the ads, the ones that I have on my side, if my puppies would not be taking a turn, then this would be a bit faster as well. But you see, they're dead now, so that actually gave us more speed. Then we are killing the rest, gaining even more speed. We have enough resistance to make sure we're not getting debuffed unless the 3% chance procs. And that's overall gonna give us a pretty good advantage, you know. If they cannot decrease your turn meter here, that's gonna allow him to be a bit faster. So pretty important to have the 300 resistance to make it faster, you know. The funny part about him is that he is so damn fast at soloing this. He is so powerful as a champion that he solos dungeons faster than entire teams, okay? Unfortunately for the Ice Golem, he's not the right affinity, but look how quick he's dropping the HP on the bosses. Check that out. It's just instant. This was a 59 seconds. Now, this can get even faster. You can make it at around 50 seconds, 53 seconds, 56 seconds. He is just going crazy. The damage that he's doing and how quick he's actually melting the bosses is insane. Now, if we would go at the Ice Golem, I'm gonna explain you a couple of issues there. Stage 20, stage 24 are pretty much the same thing, same affinity. The one thing that is not good there And I'm actually gonna let's just put a couple of different champions. Some of the champions that are actually gonna put immunity on themselves, and that's gonna slow us down, you know, so it's not gonna be as fast. So you see, I can't remember their names right here, these two rare champions that are actually gonna buff with immunity in a second. And that's actually, there we go, you see the clans, immunity. So that's actually gonna slow us down. Their immunity is for a 3-turn cooldown. It's gonna take us a while to kill those two champions because of it, you know. We're kind of like relying on killing them with poisons, and that's no fun. And it's the same situation for stage 20, stage 24, and this is definitely not a great thing just to look at this, you know. Like, it's probably gonna take us 30 more seconds to kill these two, maybe even more than 30 seconds. So it's definitely not a fun thing to do. What if we're going on stage 25? Because this was a decent affinity for us, you know. Being able to solo one of these stages would have been awesome. Stage 24 is still very efficient in terms of energy, still very efficient just all around as farming for gear, you know. If we're gonna go over to stage 25, unfortunately, we are weak affinity. Now, even if I put Dark Kael in, even if I take him out, it's still not gonna be amazing. The three of them, they're gonna manage to solo it in around 1 minute and 30 seconds. These two together, they can duo it. The problem is that it's a bit more risky. Now, I managed to get it done in 56 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully, this run is gonna be successful, just so you guys can see. But this is not 100%, okay? And because it's not 100%, this is definitely something that you don't want to try at home, because it's gonna be a waste of energy to drop all this. And it feels like these champions, they hit so damn hard here that it's just too extreme, you know. Like, they hit too hard. It's not fun to see them hitting so hard, you know. But if we get at the boss, we're gonna do the boss alone, you see. So 45 seconds is actually gonna be able to do the job pretty well at the boss, but it's pretty hard to pass from the ads. Even with Battle Khazar as well, the two of them, they're kind of like in a bit of trouble there, you know. The good thing is that the poisons don't actually detonate the skill. They don't activate the skill on the boss, so he's not gonna destroy us. But you've seen exactly 1 minute. So the best time we had was actually 57 seconds with the two of them, not 56, my bad. Still very good, right? Because that's my best time. It's not even a full team, but it's not 100%. So if we're gonna use Dark Kael with the two of them, it's gonna be 100% because we have a tag down, we have more stuff happening. But it's gonna be around 1 minute and 30 seconds. I'm quickly gonna show you that as well, and then we're gonna call it here. I thought that maybe just using the two of them is gonna be a good idea, but unfortunately they're not surviving. They're getting wrecked. Dark Kael and him together, you know. So we need Battle Khazar in there for the extra heal, and just to offer a couple of more poisons, you know, to be able to kill the ads a bit faster. But you see how nicely it's melting the ads. Is pretty damn amazing. So hopefully they're gonna make a guaranteed event or something, because I really want to put my hand on this champion. I want him, you know what I mean? So hopefully he's not gonna die here. You've seen how close it was to actually lose him. That is pretty damn dangerous. When you see that happening, you're like, uh-oh. So how I mentioned, definitely not meant for the ice golem, but for the dragon, if you get this champion with that fast time, I don't see why you would want to use a team with Seer that's gonna be 45 seconds to 60 seconds, because that's not guaranteed constantly 40 seconds. You know, you can use different teams with Calvalex, that's gonna be a bit more consistent at around 40 seconds. But hey, better put 15 more seconds and do your food as well, you know, like, why not? Level up champions, champion training tournaments, and all this is actually gonna be pretty damn amazing to do it like that, you see. So this is 1 minute and 30 seconds on average, 1 minute and 27 seconds. Teodor with 3.8 million, Battle Khazar with 3.4, and Dark Kael with 1.5. A beast on the dragon, very good on the spider. So I don't want CC anymore. I want Teodor because he is OP. If I would have a Calvalex, if I would have access to multiple other champions that I actually don't have at the moment, I would be able to do some crazy stuff, especially on the dragon, make some super fast team. But hey, this is what I have available. Probably in the future I'm gonna do it from somebody else's account. Let me know what you think about the champion in the comments down below. Appreciate all of you guys watching, and I'll catch you all soon in the next one. Peace.